Welcome to Cooking with Mama Bear. I'm your host, Mama Bear, and today we're going to make waffles. So before we start, make sure that you ask your parent or guardian, can you cook in the kitchen? Once they say yes, then you can cook in the kitchen. So let's first start by washing our hands. Okay, for today's recipe for the waffles, we will need 1 3/4 cups flour, 3 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of white sugar, 2 eggs, 1 3/4 cups milk, a half a cup of oil, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. For our tools, we will also need a butter knife, a whisk, 2 bowls, like a small one and a medium-sized one, a waffle maker, and some cooking spray. Okay, we're ready to start. We're going to start by our dry ingredients. We have 2 bowls. So we have a small bowl, and this is going to be for our liquids or our wet ingredients. And then we have another bowl that has a pour spout, and we're going to put the dry ingredients in here. So first, let's start by putting in our flour. We're going to need a cup and then 3/4 of a cup. So I'm going to scoop into my flour. I don't have my handy dandy scoop, but that's okay. And I'm going to use the flat side of a knife, and I'm just going to push off the extra, and that's called leveling it off. And then I'm going to put it in my bowl. So I need 1, and then I also need 3/4. Because I don't have a 3/4 cup, I'm going to use this 1/4 cup 3 times. So I'm going to scoop up 3 times, and I'm going to count out loud. So I'm leveling it off. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that is done. Next, we're going to need baking powder, and make sure it says baking powder and not baking soda because they're chemically different. And then your waffles might not taste right, nor will they puff up correctly. Okay, so 3 teaspoons. So I have my teaspoon here. On the container is the top part called the lip, and you can just get more than what you need, a heaping amount. I'm going to gently drag it across the top, and I'm going to shake it on top of my powder. So there's 1. I'm going to level it off again. 2, and here's my 3rd one. 3. Next, we will need 1/4 of a teaspoon salt. So my salt is right here. Here's my handy dandy trash can. So I am going to fill this up. I'm not going to pour over my mixing bowl because you cannot get out extra salt. So I'm going to pour this. You hear all that extra? I'm going to shake it so it's even. And then I'm going to shake this around in my bowl. The last thing I'll need is 2 tablespoons of white sugar, which I put in this little glass dish. And white sugar is just regular standard table sugar. So I'm going to level this or shake it. So here's 1 and 2. Okay, the dry ingredients are done. So I can take a mixing spoon or a whisk, but I'm going to use the whisk. And I'm just going to stir this up until this is well combined. This takes like 10 seconds. Okay, I'm done. Okay, next, I'll move this over here. We're going to make our wet bowl. This is my down and dirty recipe right here, so just ignore that. Okay, so we're going to start with 2 eggs, and I'm going to break it on the side of my bowl. Oh my gosh, I almost made a mess. But no shells. Yay! I'm going to put this in my garbage can. You know what I forgot? To grab my little tiny damp towel to put under my bowl, so my bowl doesn't move around or shift around, even though there's a silicone ring on the bottom, but I'm still going to do it. So here's my next egg and my last egg. This is number 2. There's no shells in there. Hooray! Okay, next I will need 1 cup and 3/4 cup of milk. So I'm going to take my liquid measuring cup. I'm going to find the 1 cup line. I'm going to pour up to that line. When you think you have enough, you're going to bend down or squat down. Yes. And you will pour in your milk. And then I also need 3/4 of a cup as well. So I'm gonna find the 3/4 line and fill my milk up to there. When I open my milk, I always smell it just to make sure, even though the expiration date is on there, I always like to smell it to make sure that, excellent, that milk is not spoiled or sour, which it wasn't. I smelled it earlier. Okay, I will need a 1/2 cup of oil. So I'm going to use this glass measuring cup or liquid measuring cup, and I'm going to find the 1/2 line. Even though there's milk in here, that's okay because we're combining it all together in the liquid ingredient bowl. So I'm going to go to the 1/2 line to make sure, oh, it's like exercise. Okay, I got a 1/2 cup. I'm going to pour this in. And you'll notice the oil rises to the top. My last ingredient is my special ingredient, my vanilla. And we are going to do 2 tablespoons. Ooh, hold on. That's my 1/2 teaspoon. So I want 2 teaspoons, not tablespoons, my bad. 2 teaspoons. So I'm going to fill this up once and pour it in and twice. There we go. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, now I'm going to take my whisk. I'm just going to stir this around. I'm trying to beat up the egg yolks, which is the yellow part, with the egg whites and the milk and the oil and the vanilla, and get it all well combined. Okay, this is ready. Okay, now I'm going to pour the wet ingredients into the dry ingredients. You guys see that? Did I get it all? Okay. And now I'm going to gently stir this together. Your batter is going to be a little bit lumpy, and that's okay. You don't want to see large lumps, but you want to make sure all your white flour is mixed in. You also want to press down to the bottom and go around the entire bottom to make sure you don't have any white powder hiding. Okay, can you guys see the batter? See, it looks still kind of lumpy, but that's okay. They will melt in the waffle iron. So I'm going to put this here, and now we're ready to cook. Yay! Okay, so now we're going to go to the waffle iron. I've been preheating it for 5 minutes, so it's nice and hot, and we can pop a waffle out. Okay, we're ready to make our waffles. Sorry about the strange camera angle. I tried, but it's not working that well. Okay, so my waffle iron is on. I have it plugged in. You'll notice that the light is on, and that means it is hot. So I'm going to open this up. First, you want to spray it with some cooking spray. You want to spray the bottom in a circular motion and the top, so nothing sticks. Okay, next you're going to pour your batter in. I'm going to start in the middle. I'm going to pour slowly, and I'm going to stop about 1 inch before it hits the sides because it's going to continue to spread out. So I'm going to close this, and we're going to wait for it to get done. It takes about a couple of minutes. Okay, I'm going to check on my waffle. The light is still on, and there's still a tiny bit of steam coming from the sides. I don't know if you can see it or not. Can you see that? Looks like smoke. But I'm going to open it up and see, is our waffle done? Oh, does it look beautiful? Okay, so you don't stick your hand in there and try to pick it up because you're going to burn yourself. I would also not use a fork or a knife or something metal or sharp because it'll scrape the coating off, the nonstick coating, and then all your subsequent waffles will stick. So I'm going to use this cute little wooden spoon because I don't have any wooden tongs. And I'm going to take my plate and I am going to lift this up. Okay, here we go. And I'm going to slide it on there. Ta-da! Uh-oh. I squeezed that a little too much. That's okay. It looks great though. Oh, can you guys see it? Yay! There's my first waffle. So what you can do next is you can continue to use with the batter. You can probably spray every other waffle, and then you can serve this with butter. Oops, can you see this? Oh, okay. You can serve with butter, powdered sugar, berries, syrup, of course, Nutella, chocolate syrup, or any of those other ingredients. So when I come back, we'll finish up. Okay, you guys, I'm still making waffles, but it makes about 6 to 8 waffles. Now, I have the waffle maker that's called the Belgian style, so it's a really huge large waffle and it doesn't make those little divider lines for you. If you're a family or if you don't eat them all, what you can do is put them all in a zipper bag, throw them in the freezer, and then when you want a waffle, you can just take it out of the freezer and pop it in the toaster and you're ready to go. And these taste so much better than the ones that come in the box from the store. No shade, but I'm just saying it tastes better. So thank you so much for watching today, this cooking lesson with Mama Bear. Don't forget, stay and look while you cook. Bye.